On air with presenter Ali.
Let's go to another story before we get to entertainment, where a Ukrainian drone actually saved a Russian soldier. I mean, that is crazy. I didn't expect it. Siku expect kuona kitu kama hicho, because ideally what happens ni easy drones huwa zinatumwa, and I saw it kwa, I'm giving courtesy to K2 Battalion YouTube channel. I think it's owned by the Ukrainian government or something. They show drones venye zinaua watu, venye zina destroy, venye like wanaonyesha tu progress ya hiyo vita. So this soldier alikuwa mahali lying down with like two bodies around him. Ameumia miguu, he can't even move. Then this drone comes ready to destroy him. Then akajishika tu hivi, akawaomba msiniue. So ideally the drone maliko kuna mtu anaicontrol. That's the first thing. Si ati drone inajifly tu huku. So akaiomba isimdestroy. Then what was shocking is that the drone ilimrushia maji na I think a knot or something, na ikamwacha. And I was really touched by this clip that has actually gone viral all over the world, with people talking about the fact that there could be war, but at the end of the day, just shows you that we are all human, na binadamu tuko na hiyo nature ya kupendana. Because tell me how a Ukrainian drone being flown by a Ukrainian soldier, ama a Ukrainian drone pilot, is supposed to kill a Russian soldier, but he decides to just give him water.
It's a crazy story. And but then umefikiria, have you imagined what could have happened if
it was the vice versa?
No, the guy who was controlling this drone. Yeah, if it was the vice versa, but then that's a good way also to look at it. Because maybe if this guy who was forgiven, who was almost killed, was the one controlling it,
maybe
he could have been a very ruthless fella and he could have killed the other side.
Yes.
But that one is besides the point. I was imagining, what if it was, you see, this guy, the Kenyan police that usually go to handle the demonstrations. I was imagining a scenario, if that was now a Kenyan police controlling that drone, what he could have done. And the person who was just down there begging was a Gen Z, just a Kenyan, a fellow Kenyan, you see. You can imagine what he could have done. I'm asking you that question because it can sound funny, but I'm just asking you that in relation to whatever we just saw the other day doing the cooperative university demonstrations.
Yule student
mwenye alifika place hadi akapiga magoti. Like literally told those policemen, I'm sorry. Like these were like 4 guys with rungus and guns, and the guy was unarmed, and all he did was
kneel down. Na si students wame strike.
Exactly. And the guy was beaten. In fact, even one of his legs was broken. You see, he was beaten so ruthlessly. It shows you sometimes it's good to have soldiers who are, or even the discipline. There's a reason why these forces are called discipline forces. Yes. They need to be really disciplined. Yes. And ours are not. But anyway, getting back to the Ukrainian guys, I think Pia,
it's a very good act of kindness.
Yeah, it's a very good act of kindness.
And it also shows you that, these things are political.
Yes, the guy is like, I'm just trying to think like the guy who was controlling the drone. Think if you get to a place,
maybe he's even in trouble right now anyway.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you never, by the way. Maybe right now he's in a corner, so somewhere being asked, are you working with the enemy? Now this guy sees an enemy down there begging for help, right? And this is like a cornered rat, can't do anything, can't fight back. Then the guy, for a moment, I think this is what he thought. Number one, the war is between our countries. This guy, number one, killing this guy, he had this second of making a choice. Should I kill this guy? Fine. What is killing this guy going to attain us? Absolutely nothing. Just killing one soldier, it was not going to make them win the war. Was it going to make Ukraine now surrender? Oh, guys,
No.
we give in just one soldier because they've killed many more.
Yes.
So the guy was just like, this is just one guy. And number two, this guy is not the enemy really.
Yeah.
The enemy are the leaders.
Yes.
Even the soldiers themselves, I think sometimes they get to a moment, they tell themselves, by the way, this is not the enemy.
Yeah.
The enemy is the person who sent him. Like the other day you saw during demonstrations, and many times we've seen in Kenya, you find that we can be so angry at these guys, the policemen, we call them all the names. There's in an incident that a policeman gets hurt, it's the civilians who go really fast to help them. They do for him some first aid. It happened the other day during the previous it happened too.
Yeah.
So I think it gets to that moment that also you realize that this person is not the enemy. And apart from him not just being the enemy, this guy is a human like me.
Yeah.
And also number two, I think sometimes when it comes to war, there's a way in which you don't need to kill your enemy all the time. Sometimes you need to send them a message.
True. That was a good message. Do let us know what you think in the comment section. And we are going next on to this story, which is actually very interesting because for the first time, the Iron Dome, Israeli Iron Dome, has actually been breached. Many people every time praised the Israel Iron Dome, and they're saying that it's impenetrable, it cannot be breached, it's untouched. Israel have the best air defense forces. So yesterday we talked about the fact that Iran's ballistic missiles hit Israel, and although Israel is actually saying that 90% of them were intercepted.
But the ones that were which landed successfully are about 120 something.
120. 120. They were actually 180. Sorry.
Yes, 180.
Yeah, they were actually 180, and around 120 were
successfully.
Yeah. But Israel now is saying that the damage done was minimal, but Iran is saying that 90% of the ballistic missiles that were launched hit the target. Of course, images do not lie. And what you're seeing just clearly shows you the damage that was done, because it is said that hospitals were attacked, schools and military base camps. So the question is, have you asked yourself, first of all, how Israel have a very good air defense force? It's because they have 3 layers. The first layer is called the Iron Dome, and it's a multi-layer defense.
The Iron Dome is all the 3 layers.
The Iron Dome, which it shoots down rockets and small projectiles, and its range is up to 70 kilometers. So any rockets that are launched towards Israel, they are being shot down by the Iron Dome. Okay. And the second layer is called the David Sling, and this one takes out long-range rockets and cruise missiles up to 300 kilometers.
Wow, okay.
You can imagine kitu iko 300 kilometers away. It's been taken down. And now the last one is called the Arrow 1M2, or the Arrow system. So the Arrow system takes out medium and long-range missiles up to 2,400 kilometers.
Wow, that is far away.
That is far away.
Yeah.
So if you look at the images that were actually shared online, you could tell that the physical damage that was done was really huge. And even the US said that the attack was twice as big as the first one.
Okay.
There are even memes that were being created on how the
Iron Dome failed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you think this one can be showing you that this is the first time Israel is being shaken by another attack? Do you think that Israel might be going down? Do you think that Israel will retaliate? Do you think that it's another World War III, as we talked about the other day?
I think number one, it's true. By the way, whatever you say that, is it true that Israel is shaken? I think they will be stupid not to be shaken.
Yes.
See.
Yes.
Because it's like when you are having war with somebody, that is, I mean, a physical fist exchange with somebody, and you're busy exchanging blows. And the first time when you are, like, let's say you had the first fight with somebody, you miss all of them. You see, you fight but you miss, but you beat him successfully. Then you meet the second time, and this time round,
anakunyorosha proper.
not really. He just hits you. He hits you, yes, he gets
Yeah,
you, but doesn't hurt you.
Okay.
You get?
Yeah.
You'll be very foolish. You'll be very stupid to underestimate a person that hit you this time round, because this person just has already proven that it can only get better.
Yes.
And the fact that you are hit not on the crucial area, the usual called pressure point. The fact that somebody did not hit you on the pressure point doesn't mean that you're supposed to look down on the attack.
Yes.
Because what if there's always that of what if
Yes.
it hit you on those places? See, so right now, if Israel are writing that off and are like, oh, he did not hit any major whatever, that is, they'll be an enemy to themselves, because that is not how you go to war. You don't go to war hoping that you will win because your enemy is not prepared. But you go to war prepared, whether your enemy comes prepared or not. You understand? You cannot depend on the unpreparedness of your enemy as your strategy to win war. You see, you have to be prepared.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's up to them not to be prepared. So the first time I think Iran attacked when they were not as prepared. They were not prepared for the defense that
they even did a stupid thing. They issued a warning.
Yeah, they issued a warning. You see,
which you don't do to your enemy.
Which you don't do to your enemy. And I think that they're just trying to tell them that we can hit you whether you are ready for it or not. Yeah, we are that good.
Okay.
And which unfortunately failed, and I think they learned from the previous one, and they decided now this time around not to, not even to announce. Then I think also the type of attack this time, because the previous time I think they just used the drones and the rockets.
Yes.
This time round they used like
they used the ballistic
missiles, which are much stronger than the reverse,
and even faster. They also used the hypersonic missile. I think the hypersonic missile it goes to a speed of 5 times faster than sound.
Wow,
that was 6,100 kilometers per hour.
Which means by the time you're hearing it, it's already landed. That's what it means.
Yes.
If it's faster than the sound.
5 times.
Wow, that's crazy. So, so if that really happened, I think in a way Iran sent a very strong message. Now from
very strong message, because you also know that in war, people never put their best foot forward
on the first
because they are always waiting for that opportune moment to put ile tu umefika mwisho unasema now I have to put my best foot forward.
Now you remove your best your best weapon for last.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
So imagine, let's assume this is not their best weapon, because the hypersonic missile took around 12 minutes
to get to
from Iran to get to Israel. Yet the rockets and drones took around 9 hours.
So they could. So these guys even had time to prepare and to divert them.
Yes.
Unlike this time round.
Yes.
Wow.
And
so, can you imagine now that one happening to Kenya? Sisi hata tuna layer hata moja.
Ai, sisi hata tuliisha kitambo. Sasa tuko kwa news mahali US. Sasa tuko kwa news mahali US how the whole of the country was destroyed by one missile. And I think one of the things that you cannot ignore is the cost of escalation, because vita vya anga, they're very expensive.
Expensive for sure.
They're extremely expensive. For example, one Arrow missile or one Arrow interceptor that is supposed to
the domes now. The Iron Dome now.
Yeah, that is supposed to intercept a ballistic missile costs $3.5 million. One. So
it takes one to. So it means it takes one to divert one missile.
Yes.
One for one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And how
much does it cost? How much is a missile? Those missiles that
the ballistic missile is very affordable.
How much?
It's like $100,000.
Wow, that's multiple number of times difference.
Yes. That's
the ratio is crazy.
Yes, that's like 30 times.
So it means the attack is much cheaper than the defense.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, to defend yourself, you use more money to defend yourself
than to attack.
And also, one David sling cost $1 million.
Wow.
Dollars. And maybe also to say something is the fact that Israel has, of course, US backup and financial support. Of course, Washington is going to restock hizo vitu with no time. And maybe
as long as Biden is still in power, that's what will going to happen.
Yeah. But one thing also not to forget is the fact that Iran has a total zenye wako nazo
the missiles
zenye walikuwa nazo before wa launch hizo 180 ama ni ngapi, they had a total of 3,000.
so whatever they launch is like a fraction of it's a drop of water in the ocean.
Yeah.
Bado wako nazo wakiamua which means if these guys decide, imagine a scenario if they decide, there's a time you're asking me imagine a scenario if they decide to launch like all the 3,000
yes.
at a go.
Yes.
It will be a massacre because I don't think these guys are ready for that.
And then imagine they are all hitting Israel in 12 minutes.
And the way they were passing, like you could not, like it's like something that is coming but you can do nothing about.
Yes.
Ni kama mkojo yenye ishafika.
Because it's unaiona ikikuja. There's nothing you can do. Ishafika. And it's coming at a speed of 5 times faster than light. In fact, the time unaiona
inakoga
isha kugonga. Okay, I know it's war and we should not be laughing about this because what people are saying is that maybe this one might trigger more attacks from the side of Israel, because Israel, as we've known them, they always retaliate.
Yeah, sure.
They'll never give up on anything. But as people also said, it might also be another cause of World War III. So let's really hope for the best. Let's really hope it doesn't escalate or yeah.
And let's pray, as I said yesterday, let's pray somebody stronger becomes the president of the US.
Yeah, that is a point.
Yeah.
Now,
On air with presenter Ali.